I'm Zumkita, I'm an actress. Also a script writer, so it's very good that you associate with acting and script writing at the same time. So I will pick it up from how to become an actress, okay? So if you want to become an actress, you don't just start on television, right? But it's very important to go to school. I know. You know, but it is very, very, very important to go to school. Firstly, because emotions, when you give emotions on television, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot to give as well. So, and there are various like stages of one specific emotion. So, for example, if we're talking happiness, I can say, I'm so happy. And you can tell I'm happy because I'm smiling. But I can also be so fucking happy. Okay, age restrictions. But yes, you can also be extremely, extremely happy, you know. And there's a line that you get to, and you learn that through script writing. You'll see how you're talking to the person, what your character is about, what your character wants, what they want to achieve. And once you can establish that, you will know what kind of emotion is needed for that specific scene. Alright? So in order to get into acting for television, sometimes for theatre as well, but for television specifically, you need to get an agent. So your agent is going to find the briefs for you, and these briefs are basically if you want to be on Skin Some, or you want to be on Gomorrah, Generations, Netflix shows and stuff like that, then they will give you a brief, and in this brief what happens is they give you a brief synopsis of your character, and then you go for auditions. So, auditions are very tiring, guys. There's a lot that happens in the acting industry. It's very beautiful, very lovely to pursue, but you need to be very thick-skinned, because there's a lot of people auditioning for that one role. We could have a role of a slave queen, for example, someone who's pretty, dresses pretty, does all these really nice things. But you'll find that there's like 50 people who came to audition for the same thing that you came to audition for, you know what I mean? So when you go for auditions, you need to be well prepared, know all your lines, understand your character, and something that is extremely important, know how to follow direction. Because the people that are judging you, the panel that is judging you, will always switch it up sometimes. If you're not really good or they don't really like what you did, they'll say, okay, cool, I saw you were like really happy, but now we want you to be happy, and then move from happy to sad, you know? So you can literally be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had a great day, and then this guy tried to help me. So you bring it back down slowly, you know what I'm saying? So acting is a very complex thing, and that is the reason why you need to go to school for it, okay? And it's very important to go to school for it also because there's a lot of people who want to come into the acting industry mainly for like fame and other people for clout, you know, a lot of those things happen too. But if you want to really pursue it as a career, then you need to be very thick-skinned and very determined to become an actor. And then I'm going to touch on script writing just a little bit, just for the purpose of acting. I didn't do script writing before, but COVID came, as we all know, and it became very difficult for the arts world. So what happened was, it's possible to stay home without work for like a few months. Sometimes you don't stay at home without work at all. You literally just pop and you're moving, you know? I mean, we've seen a lot of these people. So what is important for you to do is never box yourself in one space. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't prefer it. And the reason why is because you can open so many doors for yourself if you know, branch out into learning more about directing, branch out into learning more about writing, and at that point you'll be able to, you know, find yourself even more and find your characters even better if you're going for acting, because at that point, once you've written a character and you understand the character, when you're learning about a character for your own auditions, for your own roles that you're going to land someday, then it's easier for you to associate with what the writer was thinking when they created the character. Thanks, guys. Do you have any questions? You good? Okay, cool.
Thank you so much, Sim. Thank you so much. Yeah, so guys, for those of you who want to be actors, I hope that, yeah, sorry taking notes. So yeah, good thing, right? It's not an easy industry to be in, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I think you have to prepare yourselves, but maybe by the time that you are ready to pursue a career in film, maybe things will be better in terms of like funding and things like that, because one of the things that we're trying to push these days is to get more funding for people in the arts. Okay, so I hope for your sake that by the time your time comes, things are already like better, right? So I want to hand over to your editor, or the person who's going to be teaching you editing. I'd like him to come on and then maybe introduce himself, and then he can take you through editing. Oh, Nomsa.
Well, it's
Okay, yeah, I remember Nomsa's name. I'm so sorry that I couldn't remember yours, but I remember Nomsa's name. So maybe Nomsa, do you want to come first? Yes, please. So Nomsa's going to be teaching you a bit about editing. Yeah. And then, yeah, come through.
yeah.
Here we go. Hi guys, hi Johnny. I'm Nomsa, I'm an editor. I've been editing for like professionally like 3-4 years. See, I can't take direction, I'm not an actor. I think, yeah, like everything in this industry or in this field, it's difficult. I will say it is hard work, but it's one of those things that if you really love editing, it's so rewarding. So editing basically, without going too basic, it's one of the final processes of the filmmaking. Yeah, it's one of the final processes. It's where your whole story comes together, where you're bringing your clips together, where you're adding your music, you're creating the final product so that people can watch it, right? So you can see how that's very important, because up until that point, everyone has been creating footage for you that you put together and make a final story. Yeah, so we've got, I understand that you guys filmed something or that you're working on something that we're gonna edit, and I'm gonna be helping you with that. So that's another thing about editing, is that it's a lot easier to see how it functions in like practically. Like when you've got the machine in front of you, you've got the footage there, you're practicing, and yeah, I'm teaching you what to do. But yeah, basically that's all I have to say for now. I think I'm going to be seeing a bit more of you later as we go through editing, your actual footage. And yeah, if you have any initial questions about editing, I'm all ears. Is there anyone here that has an interest in editing offhand, like from the start? Okay, you all will. By the end of this, you will. Alright, cool, yeah, thank you.
How's everyone doing? Having fun? My name again is Alexander Chematin. I come from Ghana, but I'm living in the US currently. And as was shared, I work with Global Fund for Children. Global Fund for Children is an organization based in the US, and its sole mission is to support children and young people around the world to fulfill their full potential and preserve their rights. But we do this through community-based organizations, very much like Naya Trust or Xtreme Youth Project. And by doing so, we support the capacity development of these organizations. A little bit about the context of development is a lot of the time NGOs, when they're supporting projects, they support the projects themselves and not the organizations. But the organizations need to continue to survive and thrive to be able to implement the projects that help disadvantaged people, young people, children, women, girls all over the world. And so that's what we do. We support the organizations so that they can continue to do the great work they do on behalf of, in our case, children and young people around the world. And what, 2-3 years ago? Yeah, about 3 years ago, we started working with Nana Trust. A year before that, we started working with Xtreme Youth Project. So we've been working with these two organizations and two others for quite some time now, and just supporting them in many different things that they are seeking to achieve. So it's great to see this, that they are collaborating now. That's something we really like to have happen. And yeah, it's always exciting to visit South Africa again. This is like my 5th time here. And so yeah, any questions before you break for lunch, or am I standing in your way of food right now? How is America? Okay, that's a loaded question. I'm not sure exactly what way. It's got 4 seasons, pretty much like South Africa does, unlike my home Ghana, which is nice sometimes. I don't like the cold. It's got many of the things. South Africa reminds me in many ways of US because it's got a lot of the infrastructure. Poverty is similar in the US as well, even though it's supposed to be a developed country. But I guess overall it's got the infrastructure to make life slightly more easy than it is in many contexts in Africa. I travel around Africa quite a bit for work because I manage the operations of GFC in Africa. But yeah, I always prefer to be on the continent than to be in the US, even though I live there. So, questions?
Do you only work in production of performing art or media?
Oh no, everything. So we support organizations that are working in gender-based violence, just outside of media and performing arts. So just more traditional programs around just sensitization, around awareness raising, advocacy, organizations that are doing more service delivery for young people and for children. Some organizations are doing education, so providing access to education, either direct or after school, so complementing formal school systems. We support, what else? In East Africa in particular, we support a bunch of organizations that are doing more adult sort of literacy, more young adults, so young people. And we're about to start an education initiative in Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, and Zambia, which I just came from, to support organizations that are working in education for 6 to 12-year-olds. So we do quite a bit of things. The key for us is that the organization we support is working for and on behalf of children or young people. And that's one of the main criteria that we seek to find. One of our goals is to amplify the voices of young people, which is why this is so exciting for me, because this, and hearing that this is your visions collectively coming to light, right, is exceptional for me, because that's what we like to see. Our context, unfortunately, don't give room for young people to speak. It's becoming better, but it's not quite where it needs to be, and some of this is exceptional, because if you go beyond this and start to be able to do that, now all you need is a cell phone, right? To be able to carry your voice to millions of people, and hopefully the skills that you pick up here will empower you to not be afraid to speak up and to have folks hear what you have to say, because you all have something to say, right? And what you have to say is important, so this may be the beginning of something special for all of you, and I encourage you to keep on going. Any questions? Sure.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Gadia Rene. I'm an actor, theatre performer, musician, and also a dancer. So I would like to ask that those kids who are acting here, do you guys take them to another level whereby they're acting at theatre or at screen or something like that?
So we don't support directly the folks who the organization support. What we do is support the organization. So this would be a conversation with either Xtreme Youth Projects or Nana Trust on how they may be able to support in that regard. Our interventions end at the organizational level, and what we hope is, and we've seen, is that by supporting the organizations, they are better positioned to continue to support their beneficiaries, whether it's young children or young adults, youth, etc. Questions? Well, I'm around for a few more about an hour or so. So if you have any other questions, don't feel shy to just ask me. But yeah, and hopefully I can see more of the work and then some of the finished product after lunch. But enjoy. Thanks for meeting you all. Thanks for your questions.
My name is Sulema Meja, and today I learned a lot. I didn't know that editing was so easy. I thought editing was hard, but then going through this experience, going through this process and learning, I understood that editing is not very hard. You just need to use your knowledge and everything will go well. I thank you.
Hi, my name is Nemo. Today I learned a lot, mostly by directing. Actually, when we were doing the movie, it was actually kind of hard, but I learned to compromise with my actors and my script writers. Yeah. So today we all learned a lot, and thank you for giving us this opportunity.